Let's consider the question that we have on the board. We are asked to resolve x plus 7 all over x minus 2 multiplied by x minus 5 into partial fraction. Okay, we've learned in the previous example that if we have a fraction that has two linear factors as its denominator, such fraction will be resolved into this component: a all over 1 of the factor x minus 2 plus b all over 1 of the factor, that is x minus 5. Okay, now having done this, the next step is that you have to simplify the right hand side of this fraction. So for this, I'm going to take the LCM. The LCM will be x minus 2, then x minus 5. Okay, now x minus 2 multiplied by x minus 5 divided by x minus 2, that will be what? X minus 5. X minus 5 times a, that will be what? A multiplied by x minus 5. Okay, now x minus 2 multiplied by x minus 5 divided by x minus 5, I'm going to have x minus 2. X minus 2 times b, that will be what? Plus b multiplied by x minus 2. Do you understand? Okay, now having done that, the next step is that just bring this fraction that you have here, bring it down. I'm going to have x plus 7 all over x minus 2 x minus 5. Okay, now if you compare this fraction with this fraction, you will discover that both of them are equal. That is, the left hand side is equal to the right hand side. And the reason why I discovered is because if you take their denominator, you will discover that we have the same denominator. Hence, I can set the numerator equals to each other. Okay, so I'm going to have x plus 7 is equivalent to a x minus 5 plus b x minus 2. Okay, now having gotten to this point, the goal here is to find the value of a and b, because if I know the value of a and b, I can plug it in this I can substitute their respective value into this fraction. You understand? Then I'm done with the solution. Okay, so let us get the value of a and b. We're going to get the value of a and b one by one. Let us first get the value of a. To get the value of a, you have to set x equals to a number. You're going to set x equals to a number that will make b equals to 0. You understand? For example, you know that the factor that b is attached to is what? X minus 2. Now, for this, I'm going to set x minus 2 equals to 0. So I'm going to have x equals to 2. That means that if I substitute the value of x as 2 into this equation, b will be equals to 0. Then I can get the value of a. Do you understand? Okay, let us proceed. Set x equals to 2. I'm very sure you understand how I got x and how I got x equals to 2. To get the value of a, I have to make sure that what I have here is 0, so that when I multiply b by 0, I'm going to have 0. That will give me the chance to get the value of a. You see, when you get to this point, there are two ways to resolve this into partial fraction. I'm going to show you the two ways. You understand? This is the first method that I'm showing you, so I want you to pay attention. Okay? Now, so set x equals to 2. If you set x equals to 2, you're going to have 2 plus 7 equals to a multiplied by 2 minus 5 plus b multiplied by 2 minus 2. Okay? 2 plus 7 is 9. 9 equals to a multiplied by minus 3. Now, plus b multiplied by what? 0. Okay? So, 9 equals to minus 3a. Okay? To get the value of a, you have to divide this by minus 3. So, I'm going to have this over minus 3 and this over minus 3. So, a is equals to what? Minus 3. Okay? Now, having gotten the value of a as minus 3, you can get the value of b also. Now, to get the value of b, you have to check the factor that is multiplying a. The factor that is multiplying a is what? X minus 5. So you have to set x minus 5 equals to 0. X minus 5 equals to 0. X will be equals to what? 5. So having done that, the next step is that you have to replace x equals to 5 into this equation so that you'll be able to get the value of b. Okay? Just like the same step that we did for the value of a. So for this, I'm going to have, to get the value of b, I'm going to have 5 plus 7. Where do I see 5 plus 7? It is this. X will be 5 now. Do you understand? 5 plus 7 is equals to a multiplied by 5 minus 5 plus b multiplied by 5 minus 2, okay? 5 plus 7 is what? That is 12, okay? 12 is equals to A multiplied by 0 plus B multiplied by 3, okay? That is 12 is equals to B times 3, that is what? 3B, you understand? So, having done that, the next step is that you just have to divide both sides by 3 to get the value of B. So, if you divide it by 3, this over 3 and this over 3, B is equals to 4. Do you understand? Now, having gotten the value of A and B, you can substitute those values into this fraction. That means that you are done with the solution, okay? So let us substitute. For this, I'm going to have x plus 7, x plus 7 all over x minus 2, x minus 5 will be equals to A. A is what? A is minus 3, so I'm going to have minus 3 all over x plus 2 plus, okay, we have 4. B is 4. B is 4, so I'm going to have plus 4 all over x minus 5. And if we don't want to put, please pay attention. Oh, sorry. This should be minus, okay? This should be minus x minus 2. Because we have a minus here, this will be minus x minus 2. Now, please pay attention. If you don't want to put minus, you might interchange this as 4 over, you can interchange it as 4 over x minus 5 minus 3 over x minus 2. You can interchange it, okay? Now, that is the first method, you understand? That is the first method. I just showed you the first method. Now, let us proceed to the second method. You can solve for the value of A and B using another method, and that's what I want to show you now. So pay attention. I'm very sure you've written this. Please quickly write it so that I can erase the board and then we can proceed. Okay, let us proceed with another method to solve to get the value of A and B. Please pay attention. To solve this using another method, first expand what you have at the right hand side of the equation. So I'm going to have x plus 7 is equals to A times x, that is AX. A times minus 5, that is what? Minus 5A. You know? Now, plus B times x, that is what? Plus BX. Plus B times minus 2, that is what? Minus 2B. You understand? Okay? Now, the next step is that arrange those values that are attached to x. Arrange it with correct like terms. You understand? So, for this, I'm going to have x plus 7 is equals to AX. A is attached to x here. B is also attached to x. So, I'm going to add them together. AX plus BX. You understand? Now, we have another concept. We have minus 5A. Minus 5A. Okay, minus 5A. Minus 2B. Do you understand? Please, I want you to pay attention at this point. Now, if you compare this, the left hand side of this equation with the right hand side, you will discover that there are some value that is attached to x here. What is the coefficient of x in this left hand side? The coefficient of x is an invisible one. You understand? Even though they didn't put it there, it is an invisible one. Now, for those values that is not attached to x, we have minus 5a and minus 2b. They are not attached to x. So now, if you compare the left hand side of the equation and the right hand side of the equation, we can say that a plus b is equals to 1. Or you can also write it like this. Please pay attention. It's simple, okay? It's simple. You can write it like this: 1, because the coefficient of x here is 1. You understand? So 1 is equals to, now the coefficient of x is what? A. Now the coefficient of x here is what? Plus b. Plus b. You understand? Okay, call this one equation 1. Do you understand? Now, for those values that they didn't have the value of x attached to it, we are also going to equate them to each other. Do you understand? So, now, because 7 does not have the value of x attached to it, that is, it is not attached to x. So, I'm going to have 7 is also equals to minus 5a minus 2b. Call this one equation 2. Then you solve this equation simultaneously. You understand? You can now solve it simultaneously to get the value of a and b. Let's solve it together. Let's solve this equation together. If you want to learn more on simultaneous equation, this channel has many, I've taught many examples on simultaneous equation. So now let us proceed. For this, I'm going to have, just make a the make A the subject of the formula. I can write both equations like this. A plus B equals to 1, then minus 5A minus 2B equals to what? 7. What I did was, I've not done anything. I just interchanged. You understand? I write this equation in this form. Now, from equation 1, you can make A the subject of the formula. A will be equivalent to what? A will be equals to 1 minus B, right? Because if this B crosses the equals to sign, the positive sign is going to change to negative, okay? So, for this, I'm going to have A equals to 1 minus B. Substitute the value of A into equation 2, okay? Substitute the value of A into equation 2. So, I'm going to have minus 5 into bracket, put a bracket, 1 minus B minus 2B equals to 7, okay? Minus 5 times times 1, that is minus 5. Minus 5 times minus B, that is what? Plus 5B minus 2B equals to 7, right? Now, please pay attention. Collect like terms at this point. If you collect like terms, this negative 5 is going to cross the equals to sign. So we are going to have 5B minus 2B is equals to, now, if this minus 5 crosses the equals to sign to the other side of the equation, the negative sign is going to change to positive sign. So I'm going to have 7 plus 5. You understand? Okay? 5B minus 2B, that is what? 3B. 3B is equals to 7 plus 5 is what? Is 12. So I'm going to have 3B is equals to 12. The next step is that just divide both sides by 3. This over 3 and this over 3. That means that B is equals to what? 12 divided by 3 is what? 4. So B is equals to 4. Do you understand? Okay? You can see that we got the value of B as 4 when we use the first method. And also, if you use the second method, you're going to get the value of B as 4. You understand? The second method is related to simultaneous equation. You understand? So if you're not good in simultaneous equation, you might want to use the first method. You understand what I'm trying to say? Okay? Now, B is equals to 4. Now let us get the value of A. To get the value of A, all you have to do is that just substitute the value of B into any of the equation. Okay? So you know that A plus B is equals to 1. So A is equals to 1 minus B. A is equals to 1 minus B. A is equals to 1 minus 4. Because B is 4, A is equals to what? Minus 3. You can see now. So the value of A is what? Minus 3. And the value of B is what? Is 4. And the value of A and B, when we use simultaneous equation to solve the equation, is what? Minus 3 and 4 respectively. So you can use any of the method. Okay? So that will be all for this class. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section. And before you go, don't forget to hit the like button and make sure you subscribe. See you in the next class.